Hi there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your general. I don't know why I couldn't come up with that. This is your general angel reading for the week of March 21st through 27th of 2022. So here we have half the cards out already, and so let's just get the other ones out. So far, it looks like a deep reading, and I was asking for that directly before before I started doing this reading, asking for really deep, pertinent messages for you. Now, I always ask for that, but sometimes it's more, and so that's exactly what I was asking for, and it looks like that's exactly what we've got going on here. Okay, so first of all, we start with self-reliance. Self-reliance. It's a good thing. This self-reliance is a reminder for you that if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. Who does that ring bells with, right? Other people definitely can help you, but make sure that when something really matters to you, how it's done or how it turns out, that you communicate that. That you say, this is really important. You have to do it this way. Otherwise, leave it and I will do it, even if I don't sleep tonight. Right? So it's important for you to acknowledge to yourself and to anybody who's helping you when it's important enough to just do it yourself. Now, you might start to think, but that's everything. It might be. It might not actually be. You'll have to probably pick and choose some different things, and that's going to teach you what actually could handle, that you could stand it being not quite the way you want it. Scorpios are very particular about things. I can't say picky, that is not what it is. They understand the nuances, they see them, they feel them, those ripples in the energy when something's wrong. And it could be a tiny, simple little thing, but Scorpios notice those things. And so for a lot of that stuff, you have to just do it yourself. If you find there just isn't physical time in a day for you to accomplish all that stuff yourself, then you need to really communicate well with somebody and make sure that they understand what you need. And if they do understand but can't accomplish it, then you need to find somebody else. It's the way it is. Is it that important to you? Right? So it's kind of a pick and choose time for you. It's choosing your priorities and then relying on yourself to make sure it gets done, not necessarily to do it all, to make sure it gets done the way you need it done. So that'll look different for every single person. Okay, all right. Now, okay, tied up in that, because all that, a lot of times that looks like pickiness to other people. It's Scorpios, though, who understand that it's not pickiness. It is being particular, and it is having high standards, and it is understanding the effects of these tiny little things. But you've been called picky and controlling. There's other words kind of being bandied about, but you choose the one that resonates with you, that you've been told you're this, that, and implied that it's a bad thing, right? That nobody else notices those things. How come you do? And it has kind of created this feeling of of not being worthy of stating your preference. Do you understand that? Did I say it well enough? That when you've been particular, when you've been requiring high standards, and other people have not seen the difference or don't get the difference, why does it make that big of a difference to you? How, my God, you're crazy and you're hard to be with and whatever. And they've made it into your fault. And so in turn, you now have developed this belief system around being worthy. And your angels say it's time to clear that. Now, you have cleared bits and pieces of this lack of self-worth over and over and over, and you're going, oh my God, am I still doing that? Yeah, because it's happened so much, right? And every time that you identify some tiny little bit of lack of self-worth, stop what you're doing. Identify it, see it, feel it, understand it, and say, I'm done with you. I am worth this. Yes, this is worth my time and my pickiness. My being particular, my standards are high. Yes, my standards are high. Not everyone can meet my standards. I'm worth it. It's time. Okay? So you'll probably have to have a bit of quiet time to process all that. This is pretty deep stuff, what's going on here. Yeah. So you'll need some downtime, some quiet time. You know what they were saying at the beginning, is it worth just do it yourself? You need to make sure that you still have time for yourself in that. You do need to get help from people around you, right? Or, okay, they're just saying, if you have that many tasks to do, that you need them done so well that nobody else can do them, that you're the only one can do them, and there isn't enough time in a day to get them all done, then what you need to ask for help for is to remove some of those tasks. You've filled your life too full then, if that's the case. And so, have some quiet time and discover for yourself what is priority and what is not. Okay, all right. And so this quiet time, like now this picture, isn't that beautiful? Try to do that outdoors. Yeah, the energy inside a building just doesn't always allow for clearing, doesn't always allow for prioritizing. Everything is packed right in densely around you in the building, and so it's hard to get rid of any of it there. But when you're outside and it's expansive and there's all that space, then it's a lot easier to clear all that old stuff. So do that. No distractions. Like don't even take your phone with you, right? Just be out there and be yourself and be by yourself and feel good and get quiet and know what's for you and what's not. Okay, all right. Now, this part of that as well, like, is honoring your own true feelings. It feels like there's people around you who have expectations, and you've been trying to fulfill those. You've been trying to be everything for everyone. That's not healthy for you, nor is it achievable in the long term. So while you're doing that quiet time, ask yourself how you really feel about this or about that or the other thing. It may feel like things don't match up or something. I'm not quite sure what that message is. That's what they're saying. Things are, they're not lined up. They're like this, and you don't know how to line them up. But ask your angels how to do that, or how to see it in a different way that you can understand that, and really acknowledge how you actually feel. Ask for help and acknowledge when you're receiving the help. This feels more like angelic help. Definitely that you have people around you who are helping too, but this feels more like the clarity, the getting things figured out. You're never alone when you do that. Your angels are always with you, and they bring things to you. They bring. I was going to say opportunities, but it's not really opportunities. They bring the clarity. They bring the situations which help you see things in a different way, from a different angle. Okay, all right. So being receptive to that is going to be a big part of your evolution. Okay, and yeah, okay. A major life change is a good idea. It will be beautiful. It will be a blessed change. It feels almost like revisiting something. Angels, what is that? It is like an idea that you had a while ago, and you circled around it and you never really made a firm decision. But it's come back. That idea or that something has come back. And so that feels like it's part of this beautiful change that is coming for you. That you are choosing. That you are choosing. Okay. All right. It feels good. It feels good. It feels like, right at first you're kind of going, oh my gosh, more upheaval, more work, more fatigue, more whatever. But the end result of it will not be that. The end result will be beautiful and breathing and open. It's like, wow. That's how that feels. That was a funny noise. Anyway, that's how this change feels, is that at first glance it looks just like more on your plate, but once you're into it, then you fully realize that no, it's the opposite. Okay. All right, and so we've got the daily guidance cards and one last bit of wisdom from your angels, and they say, see only love. Yeah, this is talking about the whole world as well as your little pocket in it. All the people, all the actions, everything that's happening, see the love parts. The parts that appear to be unloving, yes, you'll be aware of them still, but try not to focus on them so much. Try to put them to the side and focus on the beautiful parts, the amazing parts, the loving parts, the parts that are flourishing and going well. And that is going to really help you. Okay, beautiful Scorpio, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you very much, and I love you, and I will see you next week.